What's up, friends? Out in the food forest, take in after a little watering. It's been a little while since I did a catch-up video with you. Our grapes are going crazy down this fence line. I don't know if we're gonna get any grapes this year, but we're hoping. Been picking a ton of strawberries. I got some weeds to pull in here, but it's not too bad. I try to keep a good eye on these. Bunch more strawberries in here. We got the cousins, Mason and Roman over here. A couple country boys playing in the mud pit. Having an excellent time. Gotta be careful I'm not stepping on the peppers. Working all the way around the pond. Here's our original egg in the hole tomatoes over here. Everything's a little behind this year, but we're definitely seeing some results. This is too precious over here. Got some interplanting going. A few carrots came up over here, and we got some onions. We're just kind of learning as we go. We found we have a lot better luck doing our carrots like this. Getting a little more of the wood chips off. And mixing a little bit of topsoil in there to help them out. And it does help doing this to come in and remove some of these big ones if you got the time. These went in more recently, so they're still growing up big. More tomatoes and carrots together. These are our smallest carrots. Stay out of there, please. But you see we're getting a lot better at germinating good rates and having them spread out a little bit better. So we're hoping to have a real nice fall crop of carrots over here. Cucumbers growing up a little bigger. This was our first successful bed of carrots I showed you on a video. Again, carrots and tomatoes. We're hoping for a nice fall crop on these tomatoes. Plants anywhere we can get them. But we've seen a lot of that before. I thought I'd show you what it does in a week or so of growing. But I thought I'd give you a quick shot at this back food forest. It's been a while since I took you on a journey out here. We'll start on the smaller end and we'll finish on the bigger end. We went from floods to droughts this year. So everything's kind of smaller, but still growing. I got some good water on everything today. Been trying to keep them water. It's always a lot to do. Got some blueberries here in the foreground. Tomatoes, basil, sunflowers, marigolds. Peppers back there that you can hardly see. Got a tomato getting up a little bigger here for us. Nice shot of the marigolds. We're starting to see a lot of green growth back here. That's what I'm hoping to see, is a field of green instead of a field of wood chips. But like I said before, I do think there's something to be said to when you're building the soil here. And back to Eden, the method takes a little while to really build up that nice proper soil for you. We're on top of a pretty hard clay here. And this comes down into a little bit bigger section. Deer came in and munched on the top of the tomatoes here for us. Decided they didn't really like them. And they left the rest. Nice little basil tomato shot over here for you. There's a nice thick group of tomatoes here. So you can see where they're gonna go. It won't be too long till everything's up looking a little more like this, and these ones will be huge bushes by then. Filled some holes with peppers. We're hoping we can get some peppers to do something for us this year. Been harvesting our summer squash, strawberries. We got a few raspberries earlier this year. Been munching on basil, cilantro, a little bit of lettuce. This is our dud section all year, I feel like, but who knows what it's going to turn into. Looks like the kale got chewed on pretty good by some bugs, and the wood chips are definitely choking them out a little bit. Well, who knows? That might come up, get a little bigger. We just keep putting stuff in the ground, learning as we go. Filled the holes with peppers back here where stuff didn't come up. Got a pretty big squash taken off here. Haven't harvested anything off that yet, so by the time it starts going we should get some good ones because it's nice and big and healthy. This looks like a zucchini to me. So mind you, we still had 2 months to grow. So even though everybody puts stuff in spring and they're wore out by now, which I am too, if you keep putting stuff in the ground, you'll be harvesting all the way up till October. So I highly recommend that. If you got the energy and the passion, you got essentially 2 gardening seasons, maybe even 3, depending on how long till harvest on each plant. Like you could do 3-4 different crops of lettuce. Maybe 3 cucumbers if you play the game right. So a lot more potential than you think. I encourage you guys to do a little bit of spin farming along with your back to Eden, your interplanting of your food forests with your herbs, your vegetables. So we're learning as we go, but if you like that shot and you're thinking about getting your own food forest in, throw it down in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about doing. Any questions for me? I'd love to help you along. I like to see everybody growing some nice healthy food for their family, saving on them trips to the store, planting trees instead of cutting trees down. Everybody talks about global warming and all the things we can do about it, but I feel like while people are talking, they could probably just be doing something about it. So this is my answer. We're going to turn our backyard into nice thick soil that can hold on to some of that carbon. And we'll also be growing with it. So the more carbon in the air, the bigger our trees are going to get. Alright, like it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Cheers.